Today we are going to talk about Captain Francis Babu. Now, I really wanted to find some very important information about Captain Francis Babu. If you don't know, there is a viral video of Captain Francis Babu, an elder, somebody who, if he belonged to an ethical political revolution, would be easily categorized in among those who should be appreciated, among those who should be looked up to in the sense of finding counsel when it comes to the political direction of our country, Uganda. Somebody that should be celebrated. He should not be a man that has recently been turned into a blogger, going on to radio stations and doing all this mandatory work about the politics of the country and constantly supporting the NRM government, regardless of the evidence that is prevailing over every lie that this NRM government keeps telling us. They are so good at deceptively casting every person that questions this government as liars. But you know who are the real liars? You know who are the people that are so unethical in their approach? It is the NRM. So Captain Francis Babu, when I was looking up for his profile so that I could give you a backstory, because I am sure he has served as a cabinet minister in the government of yoweri kaguta Museveni. And I wanted to be very specific in terms of what ministerial positions he has held before he was cast aside, of course. So his video of lamentations, because, you know, he recently lost one of his sons, and it was so hard because his son was an ardent supporter of General Museveni's son. So the outcome of that unfortunate incident obviously invited so much ridicule, and people, of course, just celebrating the death of this man, because they are saying, you see, when we talk about poor health, this is what we mean. Because if indeed there were hospitals, specialized care for his case, your son would not even be out there starting a GoFundMe to raise money so that he could get urgent care that could have potentially, probably saved his life. So that was that. I'm going to talk about his video, the viral video, but I just really thought I should give you a background. I couldn't find any information that which is shocking, because if you Google Francis Babu, Captain Francis Babu, this should not be hard to find. This man is a pilot, but you Google and try to find any Wikipedia page about Francis Babu, you won't find it. But what you will find is his wife's page, Ziwa, who is also a legislator, a very, a credible politician, despite the fact that she aligns as well with the NRM. She has served as a Speaker of Parliament, the East African Parliament, Honorable Margaret Ziwa. So that's what really pops up. And it is crazy. I'm not saying that his wife's profile shouldn't show up. This is not what I'm saying. I am just confused that alongside his wife, you can't find anything about his work as much as possible. It is crazy. It is difficult to find anything about Captain Francis Babu, yet he is supposed to be somebody that many Ugandans should be looking up to, if indeed the NRM government was a credible political entity. Yeah, it is rooted in deception. They are good at casting away people after using them. And it is very, very clear. You won't look any farther than Captain Francis Babu. Even the most recent, you will quickly find people who have been used by Museveni only to be cast aside. So this is the Uganda Awakening. On this channel, I do my best in trying to bring you updates regarding what makes the news in our politics, but mostly centered around Ugandans waking up and realizing that it is important, that it is apparent that they too should not remain passive while the country is degenerating into a monarchy. You must know that it is very clear as day that Museveni would rather hang on to power while he keeps the seat warm for Muhoozi Kainerugaba to be the next president. And this is not something that many Ugandans would have had a problem with if indeed there was transparency and there was like qualifier aspects in this regard for Muhoozi, because you see, Muhoozi first and foremost was not born in Uganda, which definitely disqualifies him for even trying to attempt to become the president of Uganda. There is that, but also the fact that there is nothing that we can write home about this man for him to even have the audacity to eye that seat as the next president of Uganda. So there is that. And not to mention how so much of our constitution has been reduced to a mere piece of paper. Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, in his warning to Kenyans, he said that Kenyans should be very careful. They should pay attention to what is happening to their constitution before it becomes too powerless to save them. And in our case, as Ugandans, it is very, very clear that our constitution has been reduced to just that you see, anything goes. We just need anything to just amend for the purposes of safeguarding the ambition of only one man. We will do just that. People are shocked about people are shocked about Captain Francis Babu's video. I am going to play a bit of that video.
Mwami yange bana tuli mwami nyo tulina kyuze kola nzina nabadanga wifanana siganga wayanga ko bahanga kichinyido kola ne wenga dola nze yange ko kwogera sigenda kuyira mu bintu by'abantu noli so oli abo bavire ko mutemu sebo mwetuli kubanga watu asobola okubawagira mu revolution ne muitamu ne mufuka abakulembeze kitegeeza nti
There you have it. The video starts off by him stating that there is a gentleman whom he doesn't name, which I think he should. There's a gentleman who stated that the likes of Captain Francis Babu are useless. No one should pay attention to them. And by the looks of things, whoever made these comments, of course, is in the National Resistance Movement, is a member of the NRM party. So Francis Babu alleges that this individual, in a very patronizing way, stated that poor people have no say. And him, as regardless of whatever he has done in the political space, as long as you don't have money, there is no way you should even open your mouth. Of course, he took offense and he was explaining to himself that, can you imagine that lack of appreciation? Even no matter how much we have contributed, it is all overlooked simply because the priorities have changed. Now, I'll give you a snippet of that video. Most of it is in Uganda. I'm just going to pick out and share what I have learned from this video. In fact, with the help of Twitter, because of course on X, people are reacting to this video. People are sharing their thoughts about this video, and it is pretty much why this channel is in existence, because we are really highlighting how people are no longer going to be hoodwinked. There is somebody who said that Francis Babu, it's a quote from the video, "I lost my son. I have nothing to lose. Museveni, stop using money and guns to threaten us. You were very poor when you took power. If you're going to kill me because of speaking the truth, do it. I will be buried near my son. Now, of course, this Twitter user included the name because in the video, Francis Babu does not name anybody. But people, of course, understand who is responsible for this. So it goes on with more replies stating that Babu is just a frustrated old man. Lost a son, wife lost an election. He no longer has any voice in the NRM. Museveni surely wasn't poor. He was a minister before the Bush. Now, this is one of the outrageous mentality people really possess. I don't know how to describe apologists in a few videos that they must have a psychological condition, Stockholm syndrome, in love with your captors. But there are some comments that I literally look at and I just can't help myself but wonder, are some of the Museveni apologists so willfully ignorant, or are they just really pure evil at heart? Because for you to look at this and categorically state that Francis Babu is just a frustrated old man, totally disregarding the contributions he has made, like I already stated at the beginning of the video, clearly ignoring the contribution he made in the so-called revolution, like how many people would like to state that, it is the NRM is a revolutionary party. So you constantly disregard the contributions of those that put building blocks towards where this lie, the deception of the NRM has taken the country to this stage. At least be shameless in appreciating, even if your appreciation might sound pretentious, but at least in the same breath, you must recognize the contribution of Captain Francis Babu. We are talking about a pilot, by the way, we are talking about somebody alongside his wife playing such an active role in the NRM movement, regardless of the fact that we have already considered this as one of the worst deceptions that Uganda has ever experienced, regardless of that fact. But at least at a certain level, you have to be shameless, because even thieves, even when they fail to share their loot, they still have a semblance of appreciating each other for pulling off a disingenuous mission that is not acceptable. At least be shameless. You get. So I will read for you another comment before I wind down this video. I don't want it to be long. If you want to watch the full video of Francis Babu, I will put the link in the description. Most of it is in Luganda. I should start doing Luganda videos. Let me know in the comment section. I can literally do that as well. But maybe I should find out a day on the channel once a week where I do a Luganda video, because there are so many Luganda videos that have so much to learn from. Yeah. So this one says, I thought these guys were okay with the regime. Yeah. And another one states, yeah, I also thought so. Isn't this AI? Can we say this? No, it is not AI. This is not AI. Poor die-hard NRM pensioner wakes up when it's a bit too late. I feel sorry for him. He has a point full of blood and sweat. May the Lord rest the soul of his son in peace. Whenever the president of the National Unity Platform, Honorable, the People's President, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, speaks of Emandwa Bwanika, this is what he means, because of course I stumbled upon this video under the title that Emandwa Bwanika has just possessed Francis Babu. And in fact, I think I should pick up a few comments from this. Captain Francis Babu emandwa yamulinnye ku mutwe oba bulumi bwa mwana bwe. This Facebook post has that question: has Captain Francis Babu become possessed by the spirit of Bwanika? Or is it because of the pain of losing his own son. Yeah, of course, when you listen to everything Captain Francis Babu stated in this video, you cannot help but imagine that this man was once a part of what they call the revolution, the deceptive revolution. The man who was very instrumental, holding positions in the cabinet. And of course, with his expertise, being somebody that is well educated. I actually used to admire him. I did. So for him to be seen doing this, I cannot help but wonder. A young person. You are a young man, you're a young woman, and you're on the campaign trail of yoweri kaguta Museveni and the NRM government. In fact, you take it a lot further. You become a propagandist online. You use your expertise, your charisma to speak in front of the camera, disparaging everyone that is a part of the opposition, mocking those that have fallen victim because of abductions and killings by the government, state-sponsored terrorism against the people of Uganda. And you are out there mocking people, undermining every effort to demand justice and good governance, while simultaneously witnessing in real time the likes of Captain Francis Babu. If Museveni can discard off a man like this, who are you? Many of you don't even know that there was once a man called Dr. Kiseka. Yeah, Dr. Kiseka. This man was reshuffled on a trip. You know, government reshuffles. He left when he was, I think, a prime minister of Uganda or vice president, whatever the case it was. He left and came back as an ordinary citizen after passing away. Now he's completely forgotten. The Amama Mbabazis of this world, the Kaihuras, all sidelined. And you notice, you literally look at all these people that are supposed to have every entitlement within the structures of the national resistance movement or within the political spectrum of Uganda, giving lectures. They should be elders that we look up to, finding counsel in. But yet, they're sidelined. And you think, as a young person, you can literally, you can become of any sort of stature within the national resistance movement. If we cannot learn from this video that when it comes to Museveni and his criminals, you are worthless for as long as you are not part of the family. By the way, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. We are growing. I want to start my routine of posting at least 2 videos every week, one on Tuesday and another one on Saturday. So mark those days. I'll be posting at least a new video, and the more subscribers grow, maybe I'll even increase. I'll maybe consider doing the Uganda video possibly around Thursday and start posting a Uganda video, a Uganda reaction on the channel. So this person also responded by saying, this tells me that so many in the NRM support NUP, but are just quiet due to fear. Yeah, you could almost feel that this person, when you just listen to the audio of this video, you could almost think that Captain Francis Babu is part of the NUP, because all these talking points are sort of like grounded in the rhetoric, in the points that have been covered by the National Unity Platform, calling out, because you cannot tell me that all the things, all the damage that we are witnessing, everything that is holding us back in the health sector, infrastructure, education, you know, the state of our judiciary, and the lack of an independent electoral commission or legislature, you cannot confidently stand out there and state that with the state of affairs of our country, you cannot confidently stand right out there and suggest that we are on the right track. You cannot. You cannot. Francis Babu is only finding courage, possibly after the demise of his son. He's only finding courage to speak on this. His remarks were punctuated with a desperate lamentation of, if you want to come for me, yeah, you know where to find me. You can lay me to rest near my son. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Well, yeah, we are done. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about the viral video. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description so you can see it for yourself. Yeah, and let me know in the comment section what you think about Francis Babu's frustrations. Yeah, cheers, bye.